Hi! So I recorded a video for 8.2 and 8.3 and I uploaded it and I was happy, and then it turned out that they did not have any audio. So today I'm going to be re-recording that for 8.2, which is talking about the displaying data. So there's really, this one is just pretty straightforward. You just need to know how to read graphs, and a lot of them are straightforward. And there are a few questions that sort of try to get you off guard. But if you turn off your math brain and turn on like your English brain, it's a little bit easier to deal with. Try not to be too intimidated with these questions. So we'll just jump into examples. This one is telling us that the following bar graph represents the undergraduate majors for 150 law students, and we're using the graph to determine which undergraduate majors are less common among the 150 law students than philosophy. So less common than philosophy. So we find philosophy on this graph, and it's easy for me to draw a straight line down. You could use your finger or a piece of paper if that is something that's helpful to you, but it looks like engineering and communications and business. So business, communications, and engineering. This is our answer. Like, very straightforward, easy stuff. This one is asking us to determine how the following graph is misleading, if at all. For these, I like to look at the things on the list and narrow them down to see if any of them fit. So we cannot answer whether the graph is not misleading or not yet. So we'll leave that answer open. Only some of the category names are given, making a useful comparison of all the categories impossible. This is not true. All of the categories are named. So this is not our answer. The percentages given for the wedges do not sum to 100, so this graph is not representing the parts of a whole. If we look at this, yeah, it goes over 100%. So this is an option. This is something. But just in case, let's look at the last one. The size of some wedges does not seem to match the percentage given for the wedge, which is misrepresenting the data. That doesn't seem to be the case here. They seem proportionate to their percentages. So we can assume, and then the last is a legend. I guess I skipped one. The legend is not included, so it's unclear what data the graph is representing. So we are given a legend, so that's not one of them. So since this is an option, we can assume that this is the problem. The graph is misleading because the percentages add up past 100%. So this one wants us to complete the frequency distribution table for the grades, and that is basically where we go through and count how many there are for each one. So let's start with A. There's one A, so just one A, and then we'll go next to B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 B's. 1, 2 C's. Oh, 3 C's. I missed one. And then 5 F's. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 D's. That should be right. If you press Control F or Command F on your keyboard, depending on whether you are on Windows or Mac, and then you type in B, it will highlight the different B's, which usually makes things a little easier for me to count. I wouldn't go by the number that it gives you because there could be other B's. Like there's a B there, so I wouldn't trust the number it gives you, but it will make it easier to point them out. And then for this last question, this one is telling us to determine how many states had at least 4.5% job growth. So we want them to be above 4.5. So orange and gray is what we're looking at. So this is fairly straightforward. We just want to count the orange and gray ones. So, but however, the one thing that I do want to warn you, and this is, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I totally missed this one. Michigan is this whole thing. Michigan looks really messed up and weird. Michigan, to anyone who is watching from Michigan, if you are out there, I'm sorry, but Michigan is like this whole thing right here. This is Michigan. This is one state. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there should be 10 unless I missed anything. That would be our answer. Yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. I will answer them as soon as possible. Have a good one.